Okay, thank you very much for that segment. That amazing questions you came up with there. Today we have a wonderful guest. We have Daniel Mazzei from the aptly named business Mazzei, and I'm going to give him a good chance to have a chat about what they actually do for the half a dozen people who haven't heard of them. How are you today, Daniel?
I'm well, guys. How are you?
Excellent.
Good.
Very good.
Magnificent?
Very
Are you
good.
magnificent?
Absolutely magnificent.
Are you really magnificent?
Not really, but I'm saying that.
We're just hanging in, mate. We're just hanging in. So, give us a little bit of an idea what the Mazzei business is about.
Look, I think in a nutshell, we are basically custom. We are a custom builder in the construction space.
Yes.
We do luxury homes. Basically, that's our DNA. That's what we love to do, and that's what our customers come to us for. And yeah, we do everything from sort of the initial concept all the way through to construction.
I didn't even prompt him on that DNA, by the way. That was very well thrown in. And we have seen some homes. We'll talk about that in a minute. That's a fantastic Mazzei.
I have a question to start with.
Pardon me.
Because we've obviously worked together for a number of years,
Yes.
and what has been amazing to me along that time is that every single person on your team, when you talk about that luxury aspect of your business, everyone is pulling 150%. There is nobody just doing an okay
I agree
job.
with that.
You have a very high performing team, and which is obviously part of what you need to do when you're delivering these products. So how have you done that? And don't be modest.
You can be modest.
It does not happen by luck.
You can be modest.
It can't have happened by luck.
No, I think it's a matter of finding the right person that actually has the same vision as you, has the same values, and they're aligned, because customer service industry, as you know, it's a tough industry. You can get cut at the knees very quickly.
Yep.
If you fail to understand, to your point, the DNA of your customer, they will go elsewhere.
They will.
And I think it's important that the experience of the team not only has had the time to nourish, but also they want to also make the customer happy, because they're passionate about the end product as well.
It's really interesting you actually said customer service business, because I don't think a lot of builders would think they're in the customer service business. I think they think they're in the brick and mortar building something business.
Yeah.
But what's clear is you're actually delivering something much, much different to that. Because
We are.
anyone can build a house.
Of course. And I think it's important to understand that we're building a lifestyle. We are basically putting how they want to live into bricks and mortar, not the other way around, because it's very easy for someone to build a home, and then once you move in,
I'm not sure about this, I'm not sure about
correct.
that.
And there's no soul to the home. You want to build the soul, you want to understand what the client wants, and then build it so it suits what they want.
The soul. Should we have a quick look at, we've got one of your clips of one of your homes. I think we've got it up here. It's all very schmick.
Beautiful, that is beautiful. So we've actually seen...
Oh, there's my car in the driveway.
Oh, there it is. All right, calm down. No, we've seen... This is the... which one's this?
This is the home in Brighton.
Brighton,
It's
okay, so this is
magnificent.
Brighton. I haven't seen this one, but we have seen another one of yours. It's just unbelievable. You're thinking about, you're taking people's dreams and you're putting them into a reality. Now that must be a challenge at the very least. And I know you love it, but how do you keep your finger on the pulse of what a customer wants? I mean, it's a long process. You talk about a sales process for 6 or 9 months. Or how do you keep your finger on the pulse of what the customer wants within the bounds of some reality?
But also they don't know what they want either, I guess, too. You know,
They don't.
sometimes they need your help. Sorry, I interrupted.
No, you're right. And everyone's got the lever of price. I think at the end of the day, you can pull that lever to get whatever customers you want, because there's always going to be the customer that just is looking at price.
Just price sensitive.
I think the main thing is that every customer, you need to understand that every customer is different. They have a different, they want a different outcome. They have a different lifestyle. And the team that puts the design and understands their brief has to be in tune with what they want. And that is just a lot of questions. And what the difference is that you need to almost put yourself in a situation where you give a damn about the client. You actually want to deliver exactly what they want, because without that as a driver, you'll never reach the target, because another builder in your market will actually do it.
Yep.
And you might be a little bit cheaper, but a customer, when they're building their luxury, building their final home in most instances, their dream home, it's the biggest investment that anyone has is their home. They want to make sure that they are listened to, and we deliver exactly what they want.
No, I love it, and I think that you say that it's first of all, back to what Laura said, just walking in, you walk into the Mazzei offices, not so much at the moment, but walk into the Mazzei offices and you can just feel the buzz immediately that these people are all on the same page.
Yes.
My question is, how do you then bottle that in what is an extraordinarily competitive market? Like you think about custom, I'm not going to let you say this, I'll say this. There's some that have come up into that custom space, there's some that come down into that so it's always a bit of a squeeze. How competitive is it in that space that you're in?
Look, I think most industries are competitive. What makes us a little bit different is, I suppose, not necessarily us as a company, but as a part of the industry, is that customers come to a custom builder because they actually don't know what they want. So the builders that actually have their set designs, it's very simple. They have a look at 3 different designs, they pick one, they like the salesperson and they buy it. What's competitive about our market is that you're actually competing against other competitors to win over the customer's emotion, because you need to sell it at an emotional level, because it's not just bricks and mortar to a customer.
But you're going to connect with them on a level where they might change things midstream. They might, let's say for instance, you've got a suspended slope here over a swimming pool, and then 3 months later it's like, actually, let's put the pool inside. And that is, I mean, that would scare the living everything out of me, trying to think, actually, how are we going to do, and you just go to your engineer and say, make this work.
That's right, and you give the problem to someone else.
That's right.
And you always look good at the end.
Because you just want to deliver, right?
You do. There's no no in, there can't be a no in custom space. It's got to be yes, because people will look at a space and say, it actually doesn't work, can we change it? And to say no, you don't want to say that in this industry.
No, and you don't need to. You just have to find a solution that can be very difficult. So you think about people are looking at these houses, they're in these houses 10 years later, and there's one door handle that they're just like, I hate this door handle. That's what you're judged by.
It's as simple as that, absolutely.
But obviously all of your team know this, and it must be, and tell me if I'm wrong, it sounds like whenever you're talking about anything, you're always talking about the customer. The customer is in the room with you, I guess, because otherwise how are you getting everyone to row in the same direction all the time?
Yeah, no, I think, it is. The customer's always in the room. Whether they're there physically or not, they are always in the room. And the benefit of starting from ground zero with concept and then going to and then schematics and construction phase is that you understand the client from when they initially meet them, and you can start to build a relationship. So when little Billy wants to have a desk in his room, you know why? He's in grade 6. He's going into high school next year, and you design the home and that room according to what they need.
Wow.
But if you don't have that, you'll never get it right.
Again, a year and a half later, they look, oh, this room's too small now. Why don't we think of this?
Correct.
And we're talking about dream homes here. You're selling dreams as much as you're selling homes. Now, I find it's a fascinating industry to me because it has all the competition of the let's say the cheaper house build, the off the plan sort of stuff. But then it's got all the challenge of the really, really big architecturally designed commercial buildings. So it's got all those combinations of things. And you love it, you thrive in it.
You do.
You're a lunatic.
You do, you love it. And everyone loves it, our whole team love it. You get up in the morning and you know that day's going to bring you challenges, like happens to all of us. But at the end of the day, the philosophy is if you can't stand, at the end of a project, if you can't stand back, look at the home and be proud of it, then you're in the wrong industry.
I love it. I love it. No, I love it.
It's just all that the passion is of it. Like it's obviously you're showing it from your leadership. You're picking the right people, and you are just living and breathing it every day, and it's working. It's amazing.
What about partnerships? Now, I'm fascinated by partnerships. We do a little bit of this sort of stuff. You've had some very interesting partnerships with the Mazzei business. Now, I don't know how many of them off the top of my head, but how do you work through the process of who you partner with? How do you stay current? How do you stay cutting edge, exciting? How do you do that?
I think
if you don't mind.
No, I think it's important to find a partner that, again, always go back to these values. There's no point finding a partner that is about price and you're about customer service, because it'll never work. So you need to find a partner that's within your space. And there's quite a lot of partners that are quite a lot of companies out there that want to do a great job and want to look after the customer. So it's finding those partners. and then aligning, I suppose, an outcome or a dream with them and collaborating with them to obviously provide that to the customer. So whether it's a landscape, whether it's artwork, whether it's design, they have to be aligned, because without that alignment, as you know, you divert apart.
You don't deliver, but no,
Never
I think you nail it, and you always pick well. So
You do. I mean, and
try.
I am hopeless I would be hopeless at picking these things, these partners in the artwork and design. I mean, I would be like, no, you just handle that. Like, that's a bit much for me. Okay, now let's get into the heavy stuff. Birdman Rally. Champion and charitable causes. You're a serious man about this sort of stuff, and you take it very seriously. What drives you from giving back?
I think it's
That's a loaded question. I'm sorry.
It is. No, I know, but I agree. I think as a human being, we need to give back. It's our social responsibility, and I think it's very difficult to find a charity that you're connected with, and it's important that you find that, because when you do, your input into the charity is tenfold, because there is an emotional connection with that charity. And I think it's so important that if we're fortunate enough to be in positions that we can help the community, I think it'll be, it'll almost be silly of us not to. I mean, I'm trying to think of the word, but I think it's crazy that you don't. And it doesn't necessarily need to be about money. People help charities because they volunteer their time. Yeah. And I think that's, in some instances, so much more valuable to the charity than money is, because the Red Cross come around, you give them $2, or you find them at a light and you give them $5, but it's really more about making sure that they walk away. It's not actually about the charity.
Yep.
When you find a charity that you love, you'd do anything for it, and you'd work 24 hours a day for it, because there's that connection. And I see that is a really important, because all of us have a story, and we all have a charity that is trying to
it just connects with what we believe in.
Correct.
And there's so many out there, and we have some involvement with Big Group Hug. We love. They're fantastic. They have, I think I said when I talked about them a couple of weeks ago, I said direct about 11 times, but they actually have direct intervention in what is a really challenging area. They're fantastic. Big Group Hug.
Great. That's fantastic.
But when you find that sort of the fire, it's actually hard to stop, isn't it? You actually start to really...
And you're right about the time side of things, because money is money, but when you're actually putting in the time, you have the connection, then you talk about it more, and you actually you bring other people along.
Yeah.
You do for the journey.
Yeah.
And you find, and you're surprised by who, and it's the same with your business. So, Christ, you could do anything. You're a very smart guy, right?
Oh, well, thank you.
Why are you doing this? Why did you start it? Are you where you thought you'd be? Was this the plan, or did it deviate?
No, actually, it's weird. I never thought. I mean, I grew up in a construction family, and I thought I'm the youngest. I thought, I don't want to do this.
The little fella.
Yeah, the little fella. I was always on site with Dad on weekends, cleaning and learning the trade. But I thought to myself, I'd never wanted to be in the industry. And I think what it was is I did deviate my career. I went into law, and I tried that for 6 months. I went, no, it's not my DNA.
What do you think about that? Is it your DNA?
Smart decision.
I said, let's get back into building. So I think I went down that path, and it was in my blood. And it's when you find what you love, it's easy to do.
That's fantastic. Do you have the same experience with finding your way to the law, or did you, unlike Daniel, just not get out of it in time?
I can't do anything else, you know that. I think anyone who works with me knows that's in my DNA.
Yeah.
Even if I wasn't a lawyer, I'd be a lawyer.
Really?
Yeah.
And you'd just be reading contracts all day?
Yeah, I think so.
Is that your fun?
I think so, and you're right. If you love what you do, it does come easily. And you want to work with people that you enjoy working with, and then, because work is life. There's actually everyone talks about work-life balance, but they're the same thing.
We're of the view that there is no such thing as work-life balance, right? And that if you have a job or a career that you hate, right, you need work-life balance.
Correct.
But if you're in something you love, right, you've actually got...
But as an owner as well, I think as an owner, you can't separate. You can't turn off the phone at 5 o'clock on a Friday, because you don't know what's going to happen, and you are that person that is going to get the call.
You almost certainly know something's going to go wrong.
That's why you put it on silent after 5 o'clock.
What are holidays like, really?
No, you're not holidays.
And you get a break, but it's not the same.
When?
It's not the
When
same.
do you get a break?
You do, but you know, especially if you've got people that you trust, but you'll still get a phone call. There'll still be
Always.
something that's. But if you love it,
It doesn't matter.
It
you
doesn't
can do
matter.
it from anywhere in the
That's
world,
exactly right.
and you actually enjoy it. So it's so true. Work life is only when you don't like your role.
and go on.
So, how's it been the last few months with remotely and everyone moving around and not really sure? Because you got a pretty tight team. Has it been a hard adjustment?
I think yeah, most businesses would have found this difficult, and hopefully by the end of it, I think we're all adjusting a lot better than what we thought we were going to.
Yeah.
You know, whether efficiencies have been you know affected yet or not, we don't know.
Hard to know.
It's very hard to know. But at the end of the day, I mean, as long as you're connected with your team, whether it's via Zoom, Skype, whether you're on the phone. I think it's important that you connect with your team every day.
Yeah.
Were you doing Zoom workouts or something a little while back? Was there something like that?
We started Zoom workouts. We do, and it's a bit of fun that not everyone makes it, but the team members that can, it's a bit of fun, and it keeps everyone connected. It's so important.
Good on you.
So it's good.
We were talking to Lucas Real Estate last week, who are number 1 and 2 in Docklands for apartment sales, if anyone's looking down there. And they were talking about how they had adapted to open for inspections. And I know it's probably not your go, but they had to make some really quick, fast changes. Have you had to change the way you interact with your customers? Or something? You can't sit in a room with them for 10 hours, but...
No. Probably the one that's changed the most is interior design, because people love to feel carpet, feel materials, see tiles up against.
I never think of this, Daniel.
That's that is difficult. So now we do it on Zoom. So what in some instances now we send all the samples to their home, and they're sitting at home with their samples in front of them, and you Zoom call, and it works really well.
Yeah.
People might be at work, your partner might be at home. And you can have a meeting where you might say and you might actually not be able to catch up for a week or two because diary's done aligned.
Yep.
So it works. It really does.
Is there anything you'll keep? Like, is there anything that has happened in the last few months that you'll? And I probably haven't thought too much about this yet because you're still in. But is there anything that you think will change for you longer term? If a year or two from now, is there anything you'll be doing? You still be doing your exercise on Zoom?
Maybe not. I think you still need that human interaction, but I think for the people that can't make it, Zoom in.
Yeah,
I mean, no problem with that. That's a great idea. But I think every business is going to have a benefit of this. I suppose the silver lining of what has happened will be the fact that we change the way we do business and change the way we interact with our customers, and I think it's okay.
I think it's been great. I think the way that, and I want to just give respect to the average person out there who's had to deal with the way that their suppliers or the way that their companies that they love have had to adapt a lot. And
it's huge.
It hasn't been much outrage about, delivery's been late or this, that and the other. I think everyone's been pretty good about that. So just keep those time frames forever, Daniel, now.
Easy, no problems.
All right, well, that is it, unless you have anything else for the vibrant Daniel Mazzei?
Oh, we might have to have him in again another time.
I think so. We're just really getting started.
Because I still, we need to talk about this amazing team.
He's too humble, and he just sort of just quietly go, your team's amazing and you've done an extraordinary job, mate. You have a lot to be proud of and your team has a lot to be proud of. Thank you for joining us today.
Thanks, Christian.
Wonderful to see you.
Thank you, Laura.
Pleasure.
Great. It was my pleasure. It was great. Thank you.
Good on you, mate. Good on you. Well, that was fun. He's a terrific guy, and he quickly and deftly moved through some of our questions. He just pow bang. Never landed a punch.
Get it out of him next time.
That's right. That's right.